Our sixth stop is Maine, Vacationland itself, home to expansive blueberry fields, beautiful beaches, and candy cane lighthouses. Join us as we explore the pine forests of Maine and their tales less traveled.
And we're back.
Welcome back to another episode.
We're back.
We missed you.
We really did.
How are you? That's great.
How are you?
What about you?
Yeah, are you
Susie?
okay?
How's it going?
We got someone new. Brooke's gone.
Her name's Susie. She sounds
I was
awfully
talking to Susie, our listener.
Why does it have to be a girl?
Why can't it be like
I'm specifically talking to Susie.
How does she
Is
spell
Abby
it?
here? Abby.
I think you're going
No,
a little
because
crazy, Josh.
someone out there, if they just happen to be named Susie and they turn on this episode, they'll just be like,
They
Hey,
mentioned.
how do you know?
They know I exist.
Well, then I want to say hi to Nick.
No,
Well, you know
don't.
what?
You can't say hi to Nick.
I want
Nick's got bad vibes.
I want to
Not
say
all
hi
Nicks.
to Kyle.
I want to say hi to Kyle and Dustin.
Kyle Macy
I do workouts
from
with you
Corey in the
all
House.
the time. Hey.
What, is
What about Amanda?
All right, we're moving. You know what? This bit's over. We're moving on. We got lots of stories for today.
Yes.
Well, do you
I'm
want to tell
excited.
the audience
We're not in California.
We made a detour.
We're in Maine.
Major detour.
Major detour. Opposite sides.
It's, it is what it is. Sometimes you hold the map upside down. Sometimes you end up on the opposite side of the country from where you're headed.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
It
You
happens.
just get
Because
back
it's
on
not about
track
the
when you're ready.
destination, it's about the journey.
That's
Exactly.
very.
And for our sixth
That's
stop,
very
right?
Chinese
Six, yes.
of
Our
you.
sixth
Sao,
stop.
Chow Long.
Little.
Okay. Before this gets racist.
It's not racist. There's a
Taoism?
Taoism, but
You talking about the Tao Te Ching?
yeah.
Okay.
The Tao
Yeah,
Te Ching.
there it is.
Huh.
Thank you.
Okay.
What is that?
He preached that
Don't ask me questions.
the
I'm
the
gonna just gonna
journey is
disappoint
the
you.
goal because
Oh,
you're
I like
already
that.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was, you know what? Didn't think I'd learn anything today.
Well, there you go. Stick
I
with
learned
me.
something.
How are you?
Put up
Did you
more
not
you know.
expect to learn
Little
something?
more
Yeah.
more you know
The
shooting star.
rainbow, yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
The
Can you
more
put
know.
something
Yep.
in at this point?
Will.
Reading
Perfect.
rainbow.
Okay. So, as we are in Maine,
Oh. This is my sister's first time in Maine.
It is my first time here.
what you think of this? The inside of this abandoned lighthouse? Yeah.
Well, there's no light, so it's very dark.
That's funny. It's not on any map, and the door was just open
It was
when we got here.
so it's just so inviting.
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
it's really funny because I didn't want to tell you guys, but I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of seagulls eating a corpse over there, and the other guy's dead, but
What?
I didn't want to say anything. We just kind of showed up here, and it's very
Well-
cozy, and I found this porcelain mermaid thing. I just...
Found any lobster, ain't
I
you?
see where you're
Oh.
going with this. Okay. All right.
Well,
I
yeah.
see that you're fond of me lobster.
So, I guess it's pretty cool.
You know, once
For
we
my
get to
first
the
time.
mainland, it'll probably be a lot nicer than...
Because all I hear are y'all's voices and the waves crashing.
I can't even see you
I
guys
can't
right
see
now.
you
It's
guys.
a little foggy, to be honest.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
Josh, are you here?
Where are you, Josh?
Alex?
I'm feeling around.
Hello? But yeah, we got some spooky stories tonight.
All right.
Starting with me losing my notes.
Oh, cool.
Well, you can't even read to begin with.
Yeah,
Yeah, how are you
I
reading
understand.
that? Did you get Brookes Stone tablet?
No, we're good.
Stone tablet.
Oh yeah, rub my two sticks together and I get Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
perfect.
true.
Well,
Josh, you're killing me
Alright.
here.
He's got to turn on the
Why don't
brightness.
you-
He can't see.
I'm
his
dying
fonts.
with
why don't you,
Anticipation.
help me out here? Why don't you
Can
make
you
a distraction
Can
while
you
I
sing us
look?
a folklore song?
Of course, naturally. I got one right here.
Do
Hold
re
on.
mi.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I think that's how it goes, right?
No, I was doing that alien one where it's like
Oh.
do re mi.
Mi, fa, su, 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 su.
Okay, you know what? I'm ready. All
No,
right.
but you have to get to that part. Hold on. Can you let her get to the one part I like?
Fine.
Okay, here we go. Brooke, let's do it.
This is my favorite.
Su 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 su. Mi pan nyaka.
Yum, yum, yum.
Mi pan.
I've indulged you.
Let us indulge you.
You know, we have 6 locations, and I'm pretty sure, and at least 5 of them, you've sung that.
Hey,
At
it's
least we're not
international.
talking about Ratatouille.
Yep. You brought it up, and I swear to God, if I hear that song,
Don't worry.
I got a
it's
new
over.
one for you.
Oh,
I got a new one for you.
It's from-
Yeah. So this is what you call a honeymoon. That's long though, so I'll just be like, I burn for you. Any Bridgerton viewers there
Jesus.
on TikTok?
On TikTok,
Bridgerton, the
Netflix.
musical?
I started watching that recently.
Whew! Right?
She's only seen like
Honey,
maybe an episode and a
that
half.
Duke? Whew!
Yeah, I only saw
Yeah.
the parts that I
I'm
needed
curious
to.
what you would think, Josh.
No,
my
you need
mom
to walk-
watches it.
Does she like it?
Does she?
She does.
She likes
She
Bridgerton?
like that slow burn.
Oh, she read it.
Oh,
She read. Did she read all of them?
I don't know.
Oh.
She would like it.
She'd have it on in the background. She said she liked it.
Did
Yeah,
you?
she
Did you
would.
ever tune in?
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you anything that happened.
I wanted to get your opinion on the main girl because I feel like she's kind of
She's
cute.
average.
She's
but,
cute.
you know.
Well, I don't want to say anything because she might be my co-star. In the future.
Oh yeah, your monologue going off.
Yeah. I have to recite it again.
You know what? I'll get
tomorrow.
back to you on the main girl of Bridgerton.
Okay.
But
For next time.
would
Yeah.
you say that she's out of this world?
No.
But are these stories?
Well, this next story is.
Oh my god.
There it is.
So moving off of Bridgerton. So I was looking, and did you know out of all 50 states, Maine ranks number 5 in the most UFO reports?
Really?
Wow.
Don't act so surprised.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Twins
Number
over
For,
here.
for comparison, Texas is number 50.
No.
How many states do we have?
I don't know. Let me check.
Why is there
You know, for those who are international
Okay.
listeners.
50, Alex. It's 50. We have 50 states.
There's conspiracy theories
But-
that it's 51.
Since 1946, Maine has had
Huh.
over 1,000 UFO sightings. Really peaking in 2012. In 2012 alone at 103. And since 2018, they have been on a rise.
What's going on in
Okay,
Maine?
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is there any way possible that
Hospital?
Hospital?
Anyway-
She already no.
All
All
right.
right.
Any way
Knock on wood.
any way possible that these sightings correlate with the alcohol beverages consumed per person in the state of Maine? Because don't
Yes,
they
they
drink
do.
heavy?
Well, I can tell you
That's
that
a really
they.
good.
That
they-
is a
Brooke,
good
thank
question.
I can tell you that they increased during the lockdown
So
when
Yeah.
all people had to do was stay home and drink.
You know what they said? A
Um,
scientific study came out that a lot of people have had more vivid dreams during the lockdown than ever.
I believe that.
Because
So I saw something the other day.
Yeah.
It said if you spend a third of your life sleeping,
Well,
but
already.
if you sleeping or dreaming, if you learn how to lucid dream, it'll feel like you never slept at all. So then you are living 3 out of 3,
I've lucid dreamt before.
but like consistently.
Oh, not consistently, but
Because
I've
then
done
you
it before.
lose a third of your life.
You do?
Just dreaming
Oh.
and sleeping. So it's like if you don't take advantage of it, that's time lost.
I was gonna say I need to stop dreaming.
I was lucid dreaming the other day. It was weird.
I did too. I woke up and I thought you told me you were gonna get a dog and you were ready for marriage, and I was like, my God, this must be a dream.
Well, I can't share what I was lucid dreaming about, but it was interesting.
She was dreaming about me lobster.
I felt
All
that
right.
energy.
You okay?
So getting back on track, I'm gonna clarify and say that this list that has Maine Maine doesn't have the most UFO sightings, but it is in relation to 100,000 people. So reports per 100,000 people.
Okay.
So
pretty small
population
place.
density, yeah. I'm not saying Maine only has 100,000 people. I don't know what the population of Maine is.
No,
I'm saying-
per 100,000.
I'm saying
people.
like Texas might have more UFO reports,
Uh-huh.
but we also have a higher population in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
the ratio is off.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Math.
And here's from the Bangor Daily News.
Banger.
I will say, it says that UFO sightings in Maine are driven by 4 factors: hours of darkness, population levels, weather, and leisure time.
Yeah, that leisure time.
Yeah.
So it's that
So
quarantine
more
time.
UFOs are
yeah.
reported at night in population centers when the weather is good and people have time to spare. They say if it wasn't for smokers and dog walkers, they wouldn't have 40% of the reports they have.
Holy shit. Did you ever hear of Leisure Suit Larry?
I have.
No.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
from Maine.
You know what? I don't know. Pretty sure that those developers are in California, which will be.
You know Leisure Suit Larry?
No.
Alright, don't worry about it.
It was
Don't worry about
it was a series by Sierra. It was a point-and-click adventure game about a
Sierra?
guy trying to have
You
sex.
just have sex?
Sierra?
That was the name of the developers.
Oh, I thought you meant like the pop
Sierra,
star.
yeah. I was like,
It's
that's
like,
so
what's she-
weird.
They also did King's Quest and Space Quest.
Should I play?
Leisure Suit Larry?
Yeah.
You play as an
It's a game
older
from, like, the-
gent who's short and chubby, and you get him lead.
It's
So
like
if you
it's a
wanna-
game from the 90s. I
Oh.
think.
Yeah.
I believe the 90s, late
I'll just
80s,
watch,
early 90s.
I'll watch a
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
It's very educational.
But yeah,
Leisure.
so that's my little facts on UFO sightings in Maine. But sometimes there's closer encounters.
Did you hear those gunshots? Jesus.
Well,
It's just the shutters banging in the storm.
Oh, is that what it is? Just
Yeah.
used to the city. Pa pa pa! Oh, drop down!
just wait till we get to Cali.
So I just lost my notes again.
Now there's some nice parts of California.
He needs to blow this fog out of your
Well,
face.
why don't we talk about California in 2
Another
weeks?
Okay.
Well, if we can.
Because we're
get
talking
there.
about Maine.
Yeah, I don't even know if this ferry can come get us, to be honest. It's a little rocky out there.
Okay,
I think we're going to
so
swim.
sometimes
Mhm.
there's more than just sightings. Maybe there's close
Abductions.
encounters.
Of the third kind?
The third kind.
Oh my god.
What are close encounters of the fourth kind?
I don't even
The
know what that
dreams.
means.
The dreams.
Because
That
I
movie's
know,
out for the
because I
dreams.
think
Wasn't that what
close
it's called?
encounters of the second kind are. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up.
Wait, what's
the movie, the
fourth kind?
Yeah,
it was all dreams.
Josh,
It
if
was
you step
people-
outside, you might get some light.
people reminiscing, like hypnosis. I thought
Yeah.
of like.
So
their
there's different
experiences.
kinds, and they actually number them.
There's got to be a spectrum where they label them, but I don't know what the third kind and the fourth kind are. Maybe
The
it's-
first kind is a visual sighting of an unidentified flying object less than 500 feet away. A second kind is a physical effect such as electronic interference or animals reacting. Close encounter of the third kind is the presence of an animated creature such as a humanoid robot or apparent UFO pilot.
humanoid robot.
But I got it the year we met.
You know what? Maybe there are. Anyway,
But that was a
so
con.
this is a close encounter of the third kind. The Allagash abductions.
Oh.
You heard of this?
No.
All right, I'll tell you all about it.
Albagash.
In August of 1976, 4 men, brothers Jack and Jim Wiener, and their friends Chuck Rack and Charlie Fultz went on a camping trip for 2 weeks in the Allagash wilderness
You gotta
in
love
Maine.
those old names, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jack and Jill.
Went up
Wiener.
the hill.
On the second night, Jim noticed a strange bright object in the sky that appeared for about 30 seconds and then vanished. 2 nights later, on August 20th, the men were fishing in a boat when the bright object appeared again. They noticed that it was very bright, comparing it to the sun. Charlie tried to signal SOS to the object. Suddenly, the object shot out a bright light, which began following the men along the water. The men began to paddle back to shore, but the next thing they remember was being on shore and the bright light vanishing.
Okay, I can understand trying to flash something at them to see if they're like, you know, not like if they can, they're there, right? Like they're not sentient, but or are sentient, whatever. But I don't. Why would you do SOS?
Yeah.
Like you're in trouble.
Well,
SOS.
why would you think that an alien spaceship would know Morse code?
Well, you want to see them react.
You don't know what they know.
No, but
They probably know
Fair.
a lot more than we
That's
do.
fair.
the people that they abduct, like, look, if aliens and abduction and all that is real, they have people of all spectrums that probably do know Morse code. But why would SOS is like help? I need help. Yeah, they're gonna abduct you if they don't understand you. Why not be like, hi? I don't know what Morse code is for hi.
Well,
I don't know if I really want to get to know my alien brother.
yeah. So there they are. They wake up they're on shore.
Mm.
They have a little lapse. They think they're paddling towards shore, then they wake up on shore. The bright light's gone. They thought it was strange that the fire that they had just lit before they went fishing had completely burnt out, suggesting that they had been gone for several hours.
One of their pants is around their ankles.
The men felt very fatigued and went to bed. The 4 men spent 6 more days in the wilderness, but never again saw the bright object. The men told their families and friends about the strange sightings, but nobody believed them. In 1988, Jack and Jim began having strange nightmares about the 4 men sitting on a bench naked and feeling very fearful.
Wow.
Jim decided to contact UFO researcher Ray Fowler in order to help with the strange nightmares. The 4 men decided to go under hypnosis. Each agreed to go separately and not tell the other what they remembered. They each described in detail about how they were abducted and then probed by the aliens, who apparently took samples of the men's skin and bodily fluids.
Oh my gosh.
Jack remembered that the aliens had terrifying faces. They told him not to be afraid and to do what they say. Charlie described the ship as like a doctor's office. He claimed they put a panel over his chest and scraped skin from his body.
Wow.
Finally, Chuck claimed that he had a good view of what the aliens were doing to Charlie. The device that the aliens used was silver and had curves. To him, it appeared that Charlie was in pain. After the sessions, Ray brought the 4 men together. They learned that each of them recalled the same events. Each took polygraph examinations and passed. However, skeptics such as Dr. William Cole are not certain that their stories are true, and they believe that the strange nightmares and the confessions under hypnosis were a result of watching movies and TV shows about aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd be terrified
It's a bad
to do
trip.
hypnosis. I don't want
Why?
to know.
Like you'd.
I don't want to know what my brain repressed. It's repressed for a reason.
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's
mind.
true. Defense
Yeah.
mechanism.
Yeah.
I'd be down for some hypnosis.
I would too. I almost wanted to do one through
Alright,
those
you guys
YouTube
go-
videos.
You guys go first, and if I find any blackmail, I'll keep it on the down low. The same for me. Watch my back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those weird things. Like, it's a possibility these guys really were so into like alien stuff that maybe in their mind they just
That's the only explanation.
the
Yeah.
story just you really want to believe something,
The
so you
fans
start
from-
putting it together.
thing.
So have you ever heard of Betty and Bernie Hill? Like the first major couple that was like
Was that New Hampshire?
I don't know where it was.
I
But
think it was somewhere
they were
on the East
interracial
Coast.
couple. It was like highly tabloid talked about.
Mm-mm.
So it's a very famous case. She was the one that years later ended up like saying, "I saw these constellations." Constellations actually turned out to be real constellations in the sky. But I mean, who had the power to look at? And there's so many stars. Anyway, she had PTSD, supposedly as an after effect of getting abducted, where she even saw like streetlights.
Mhm.
Like you're driving down the high road and you see those streetlights, like really tall globe. She thought those were aliens
Oh.
and thought that they were following her. So like, who knows,
It's weird.
like how PTSD or how if she was already that crazy that she just thought those were aliens.
Yeah.
You know.
Huh.
Yeah, I think that'll be interesting. I don't know what state that is, but I think that'll be interesting to talk about.
I'm ready
in
for
the future.
New Mexico. Talk about some Roswell. Things that are less talked about.
And you know what? And when I buy my new pink fedora hat, like that girl we saw earlier on
That
our
was
way
really
here,
cute.
and with my new sunglasses, yeah, I'll be ready for New
Well,
Mexico.
maybe we could do New Mexico after we go to California.
Yeah.
Oh,
Close.
Skate.
Was that the sea lion outside? That's an interesting story, though.
Yeah, a little alien abduction.
Yeah, I've never heard
Like,
about that one before.
these
Oh.
sunglasses.
I do want to do hypnosis.
Yeah, it's 1 minute you're fishing in a lake,
You think it's
and the next minute you are on a table having skin scraped off your body.
That's just really vivid.
You know what I don't get either? A lot of these stories always talk about being probed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the weirdest thing to me too, because
Continue.
it's really the weirdest thing to me, because I don't know, you think you have these beings that are, I mean, I guess I understand
Do you think like dolphins and sharks, they're just like, yeah, something took me out of the water and probed me, and they're just talking about the tag that's on their fin.
Oh, for sure.
And they're
It's just like,
and their shark language.
clearly probing animals.
Yeah, they're just kind of...
But then some of them
Same
realize,
signal.
and like they're like, oh, they're cool. They just feed me for a little bit and weigh me.
Just gave me a little piercing. It's kind of rad.
just
I
go
got a
back in
free
the ocean.
piercing.
You've seen the humans. What's it like out there?
I want to buy a copper.
Oh, getting a little ID tag like a cow. Meow, meow.
Well, you guys didn't get a piercing last year.
No.
Get one piercing a year.
We were for a while.
And
then we talked about maybe tattoo.
Yeah,
But at that point, your
That is
whole
a
body's
nice-
going to be...
yeah. Which, by the way, that is a really nice nose ring you got. Bro,
It's pretty big.
yeah.
How can you see that?
You like
I can't
that?
see it.
Well, they say that
Well, it's-
blue eyes are
I mean,
some
that-
sort of... what's it called?
They can better see in the dark.
Adaptation.
I mean, the
to
thing has to
seeing
weigh a couple ounces. It's really hanging out there.
You guys, I'm the
Yeah.
only brown-eyed girl in this little.
You've got a superpower that we don't.
What did
Brown
you
eyes
say?
are the majority, and here you're the minority. Get
Oh.
used to it.
She stands out. She's unique.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Did you
There's
see-
two blue. There's
Yeah.
one brown and there's one green.
If anything,
Yes.
you're the minority.
We got a little diversity here.
We do.
Because, what is it? Only less than 10% of the population have green eyes? or
Yes.
something?
Yes.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear.
You're just some mutation. Ugh.
God, I hate that.
God.
Just conform.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
You know, y'all don't have to be jealous.
Yeah.
Who said we're jealous? Mutated person.
Mutated alien.
You mutation.
So-
You know what? You probably are part alien.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That's why these stories don't bother
Josh?
Yeah.
That's why you want to be
Moving on.
hypnotized. You want to find mommy and daddy. And
Moving on.
Yes, but save me, please.
Okay.
You want to find out.
They
So
can travel by themselves to California.
usually
do Okay.
anyway.
Yeah, we
look at a
always
red eye flight.
Red eye.
So one of the reasons that we're doing Maine now instead of California is that Maine is a little more personal for me. And outside of Texas, I've spent a lot more time in Maine over the summers. It's where a lot of my family is from. And on top of that, let's get into some cryptids. Since Portland, Maine is the home to the International Cryptozoology Museum.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you ever go?
Place- Nope.
Oh.
Oh.
Nope. Never got a chance.
Oh no.
Ready? Here
No,
we go.
we're moving on into the first monster.
I just have a habit of really giving out personal information on this podcast. I'm sorry.
What are you gonna do? Yell out my social security
Why
number too?
what I'm just baffled at.
It's your mom. Y'all need to answer.
We'll take a break.
Okay, come back.
Hello.
Okay, cut back here.
Okay.
Or no more interruptions from. I don't know how you got self-service out
I don't
here,
know either.
honestly.
That's
I don't
weird.
know. That's really
So
weird.
anyway, cryptids. So we're talking about cryptids, and why don't we talk about another sea monster?
Sea
You
urchin?
know, we had. Wow, you're really milking this.
How
Why
much
don't you
of-
just
I'm
let the man talk?
How much of this are you gonna cut out?
You know what? Maybe it's.
Oh, wait. Okay, so
She
when
being an
Brooke interrupts
ass.
every 2 minutes, 1 minute,
Honey,
50 seconds.
I don't give away the plot of the story. Plot of the movie.
Okay,
And
we're
I don't
talking
give away
about
his information.
Casco Bay sea monster.
Wow.
Okay.
Also known as Cassie.
Like cousins and Nessie.
Yeah. Actually, if you'll find a kind of a pattern that all sea monsters have some like
They all-
Nessie, Cassie.
They all end in Essie.
What's the one we did last?
The Georgia Hissy. I don't know.
I think that's insulting some
I don't
ladies in
remember.
Georgia.
I remember the picture that you showed us. I just can't for the life of me.
Yeah,
It looked like a dinosaur.
yeah, it's
It might start with
I don't
an
think
S.
it was an Essie.
I think it starts with an S. Or an A.
Sam?
yeah, it started with an A.
Okay, there you go. And you?
The Georgia one is Alti.
There you go.
Oh, I.E.
No,
So,
it's never
yeah.
gotten there.
So so all these sea monsters always end in IE for whatever reason. I think it's just I think Nessie was like the first one, and everything else is just kind of like, oh, this is like our own Loch Ness monster. So anyway, Casco Bay sea monster was originally spotted by Edward Preble in 1779. It was observed to be 45 feet long, snake-like, and it looks exactly like the way they draw sea monsters on old maps of the world.
Like a sea serpent.
Like a sea serpent. It's a long snake coming out of the water. Yeah.
Like a dragon.
Very dragon-like. Preble's captain ordered the man to row out and check it. As he got close to the creature, it lifted its head out of the water, looked him in the eyes, and then swam away out of sight.
And he hissed, "Patch."
That's kind of cute.
The director of the Cryptid Museum in Portland, Lauren Coleman, says that he believes the sea serpent is much more like a mammal than a snake or serpent. I'm guessing that by that he means that it needs to come up for air and it doesn't have gills.
Obviously, Josh, he means that it has nipples and that you can milk it.
I don't know. I don't know how you...
Oh.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Can you milk me?
I got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
Ew.
It's from Meet the Parents or Meet the Fockers.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Well, it was on TV the other day, and I watched a little bit of it.
Meet the Fockers or Meet the Parents?
Meet the Parents. Yes.
I think I've seen bits and pieces of Meet the Parents, and Meet the Fockers I've only
The
seen
first
once.
one's funny, and the second one's kind of meh.
Yeah. Anyway, Coleman said he met an old fisherman who told him that in 1958, as he was fishing off the coast of Cape Elizabeth, they saw the creature, but that it hesitated at the sound of every foghorn. Coleman says that's why most people probably don't see the creature, as it has learned to avoid big ships and loud noises.
Just like me. That social anxiety is crazy.
Isn't it just...
Honey,
What?
I hope you have your mask. I can't tell.
I can't see. I don't know if you guys
She doesn't have her glasses.
For all
I
we
can't.
know, we're on different levels in this lighthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just so happen to.
Cheeseman wears these high prescription round glasses
Coke.
that magnify her eyes by like 4 times.
You know, like Trelawney.
Yeah, I was
in
gonna
Harry
say
Potter.
that character in Harry Potter for her divinity class.
We learned Josh would hate divination class.
I would like it.
Just wouldn't. I'd probably just be like, yeah, this is what I see, and like, nah, you're wrong.
And
I
I
just go
would-
for the free tea.
I would be like,
Yeah,
do you
just
not
go there
see
to
that
drink.
black cloud, Josh?
Like-
Doom is coming.
I'd accidentally drink the tea leaves. That's
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'd enjoy potions, but I also think it'd be really hard.
Well, they're liquids, so
I don't. Oh, because it's not a solid? I don't get it.
What?
Oh, because they're not.
Yeah.
She said it'd be hard, but they're
Yeah,
liquids.
They're liquids.
Oh.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smart joke.
Yeah. Can we move on?
He'd be Snape's
We
favorite
get out of
student.
here.
Like, yes, Joshua.
10 points to
White
Hufflepuff. Go ahead. You're good.
Come to daddy.
Oh
All right.
He's
That's
my-
enough.
he's
That's
my-
enough.
no! What is it?
Harry Potter.
House headmaster?
Yeah,
Whatever they call it.
Well,
What do they call it?
Find out why they call me Snape.
Severus.
Severus. Sever my Snape.
Oh no!
That's a great segue back into the
You
sea monster.
Well, great.
Dead in the eye, be like,
Well, it's funny because
"Do you
we're
speak parcel tongue?"
oh apostle tongue.
Because you're
are
talking
you?
to my snake.
No.
And I'd be like,
Just like that.
I'd be like,
Start crying.
sir,
Sir, I gotta go to the
this
dining
is
hall.
inappropriate.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Sir, this is a school.
This is dinner time. I
I gotta meet my friends. You know, they're both in. 2 of them are in Gryffindor. One of them's in Hufflepuff.
We get together.
We get together.
Don't ask how we met.
Well, speaking of Harry Potter and invisibility,
Ooh.
why don't we talk about the Spectre Moose?
The Spectre Moose?
That sounds like their
Spectre
internet
Moose.
provider in Maine.
Yeah. I mean, what's more? What I mean, yeah, you can't talk about Maine without talking about a moose, and this one just happens to be ghostly.
Very Canadian of you.
Yeah.
Why? All right.
Moose are Canadian.
Yeah, all
Hey.
moose are Canadian,
Yeah,
even the ones in Maine.
yeah, that's what Brother Bear taught me.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So, originally seen in 1891, this extremely large white moose was seen by a hunting guide working at Lobster Lake in northern Maine.
How original.
I like that name though.
The man didn't take a shot at it, but instead ran away. Over the next year, people went to look for the beast, taking shots at it, but it did little more than making it angry. Many hunters ended up running or hiding after these failed hunting attempts, as the moose was much faster than they anticipated. They also described it as being faster than the average moose. Huh?
Sometimes I get the shakies.
Oh.
Oh no.
Low
I mean, it's a
blood.
little chilly.
You are like
Sure.
covered in sweat. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah, she's like drenched in sweat.
Is he like glistening in the moonlight?
It's my skin.
Oh my god, you're burning up.
She's part vampire though.
Rusty
She
Edward.
sparkles at night for some reason. I don't know.
Okay.
At
You know
night?
what?
Not during the
We're
day.
done. We're moving on.
Yeah, the moon.
I'm not talking about Twilight.
So do you know if Maine has any sort of like protector laws or anything? Like if you see an albino animal, you can't hunt it? Because a lot of states have those protections.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I know places in Canada do.
Is
I
it
don't know
rare?
about Maine. But also, this isn't an albino moose.
It's not?
Albino moose
Oh.
have red eyes. Or albino animals have red eyes. And this moose has brown eyes.
I wonder if it's a genetic thing. Because
That's
I saw a
interesting.
picture the other day of this deer who was shot and killed, and he was growing hair on the iris of his eyeball.
Ew.
Yeah, so I
yeah.
wonder if maybe you could have like brown eyes instead of red eyes. I know you're supposed to have red eyes with albinism.
Imagine hair. growing.
Well, this
Yeah, like you always see something little fuzzy.
Ew.
This-
No, I have
this-
a picture of it. I'll show you after.
imagine trying to shave it with a razor.
Oh!
All right.
Stop. I already
So
gotta
this-
deal with floaters in my eyes.
This
so-
story gets a little weirder.
Mm.
So the next time the moose was seen was in 1895 when a taxidermist from Bangor reported it.
Banger.
In 1899, it was seen again when a man from Massachusetts got close enough to count its points, and it had 22 on one side.
On one side.
Yeah,
Holy
one
heck,
side.
man.
On one side.
The
Wow.
little,
Most moose only have
Yeah.
8 to 12
Oh.
points. The man shot the moose 5 times, but after a simple glance in his direction, the moose simply walked away. The moose is described to be between 10 to 15 feet tall, have a 12-foot antler span, and weigh around 2,500 pounds.
Oh, such a nice big boy.
This is twice as big as a normal moose, as your
So
average
good.
moose only stands around 6 feet tall, weighs 8 to 900 pounds. Yeah.
That's weird. That's suspicious.
My goodness, that's a thick ass boy.
Really selling this, aren't you?
But no, I mean, little spectrum moose. You know, I
Yeah.
can't imagine. Well, okay, so let's say maybe it's not a mutation, right? Whatever, and it's some ghostly moose. What are y'all doing down there? What are you doing?
I rubbed
So are
my
these-
sticks together and got that image of that deer.
Were these the cataract defects? Does it cause them to be blind?
I've never seen that before in a deer. No, I have no idea. But like, I've never heard
We're
of
talking
it
about
before.
the hairy eyeball.
Eyeball.
It's hair
defect
on its
to
eyes.
that.
It's straight up hair.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Let me see.
It's very strange.
It is very strange. I mean, there's stranger things out there. There's
We just don't know.
God, you know.
No?
I wouldn't be surprised if there's an albino moose, and if he's lived for years, and if he was that damn tough.
I just like how someone tried to shoot him, and he was just like,
No.
Yeah, that's-
I'm
"Yeah, he's
I'm-
leaving."
I'm beyond it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
didn't even want to attack. Just moving on.
So, next time it was seen was in it was seen, but in 1938, a hunter came across a herd of 16 moose, with 3 of them being males. As the females ate, the males watched over them. The only strange thing about this was the fact that one of the moose was white and so large that it made the moose around him look like pygmies, is what he said.
Aw, how cute.
The hunter looked away for a moment, and when he looked back, the specter moose was gone, just the 2 males from before standing in the exact same spot.
Maybe he's the spirit of the moose.
He's
And
their protector.
Yeah, he's protecting them.
Another report has a group of hunters that supposedly killed the beast. They slit its throat and hoisted it into a tree. The men called it a night, and the next morning they woke up to find the huge white moose gone from the tree. That night, it walked right into their camp, throat still slit. The hunters opened fire on it, and it just watched them before turning and walking away completely unfazed.
I mean, so it's close to Canada, right? Do you think?
Maybe.
Well, yeah. Like,
Maybe.
do you think there's some like Native American spirit that watches over the land
Protector.
type thing? Yeah.
Maybe.
Actually, that's a good point. Maybe there's like a old folklore tale that maybe we're not aware of.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. My next story has to deal with a Native American curse, so I could have a protector. Yeah.
Maybe it's the moose.
The moose.
The curse of the moose.
Which, I guess I can get into that next story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take it away.
So this is the Sako River Curse.
Giant ass moose.
And I'm sure you remember the Sako River, because that is
Yes.
right by where we used to stay in Old Orchard Beach,
Very
I
nice.
or my family. And we'd have to cross the Sako River Bridge every time we went there.
Wonderful.
I remember that was kind of a long walk from where we were staying to like
It wasn't,
the downtown area.
well, I mean, the Old Orchard, like the shopping area.
No, I was thinking more like actually going into Portland.
Oh, from like my grandmother's house? Well, yeah, it was a 3-mile walk. We probably
That was a long walk for her.
we probably shouldn't have
That was a
walked.
long walk. Well, I don't know. 3 months.
took us about an hour, yeah. But
Yeah.
it was fine.
That's a lot.
An hour?
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
No, that's about
I remember
an hour
it being
to 3.
enjoyable. I just remember
Yeah.
it was long.
Yeah, no, that's about,
But it was
yeah,
a nice
I
it was a
probably did an
nice
hour and 3 hours.
August day.
Cold-ish?
It was like 70s.
Oh, that's cute. That's so
Nice.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That's like the perfect weather. That's why
Yeah.
it's called Vacationland, probably. Come
Oh yeah,
on.
because it doesn't get too hot.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it gets freezing cold.
Wow.
So the Sako
Sako.
So yep, Sako River, which our story begins in 1675
Oof.
with the wife of the chief of the Sako tribe. As she traveled by canoe, she came across 3 drunk English sailors. The sailors had heard rumors that Native American babies were natural swimmers.
Oh, please no.
So after placing some bets, they took the baby from the woman and tossed it into the river.
Oh.
What is it with the white men?
The woman jumped in,
Privilege.
saved her baby, but a few days later, the baby died.
That's such a shame.
After the death of the baby, Squando, the chief, put a curse on the river and said that from that point on, every year 3 white people would die in the river.
I don't blame him though. That was his kid. Like I'd probably put a curse too.
Yeah.
No.
That's I mean, they're probably already upset that the people came over there and stuff, but they're probably like, you know what, they're not messing with us so good. And then the second, bah,
Well, yeah,
But-
they kill
Just
you.
like that?
Yeah.
But-
bah. Yeah, it's his kid.
Just knocked out like that.
Just like that.
So while I can't find any statistics, official statistics, there's definitely been many drownings throughout the years, and it is said on average that 3 people die each year in the river.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Coincidental.
In the 1940s, it was claimed that the curse was broken when they went an entire year with no deaths, but others claim that the curse is still there.
Huh.
Which my brother was almost a victim of the Sako River.
Are you kidding?
I was gonna ask you, did you
No.
ever feel some
Jeez.
energy?
Well, after
Just being tugged to the
after a very adventurous 21st birthday
Oh.
out with my cousins,
You saw UFOs? Yeah.
I don't think they would have noticed if one landed right in front of them. But they were walking back on the beach, and they, instead of staying on the street, they decided to cross the river
Oh.
during high tide.
Ooh.
And my brother and one of my cousins were washed right out.
And they swam that drunk?
Or what? How'd
They
they get out?
tried to.
How'd they
Didn't
get
work.
out?
I think my other cousin. I mean, there's 4 of them total. I think the other cousins helped them, but I mean, everyone was safe. Just a couple ruined cell phones.
Well,
yeah.
I would.
I'd rather have a
Yeah.
ruined cell phone.
Then a ruined life.
Yeah, I mean, or no life.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dissipated.
Yeah,
Wow.
but
Oh,
That's scary.
lucky for your brother and cousin.
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. It
You ever get sucked out to
Crazy.
sea, swim along the riptide until it has an opening and you go boop, right in.
unless you're drunk, start panicking.
No,
I
you
mean,
gotta
that'll
take
make
deep
it,
breaths.
that'll end it sooner, but you...
What, your
Yeah.
life?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope I never have to save you guys from water. Because I don't know how that's gonna go.
So
Thanks.
while I'm on the subject, I have some personal stories in Maine.
Oh.
And bringing up my brother, that same year, before all that happened, we were staying in this little dingy cottage on near Old Orchard. And one night, my brother was sleeping and was woken up to a green orb floating in his room. Mm. And as he was watching the green orb, it flew into his closet. And it lit up the closet, and he could see the outline of the door from his bed. It was just shining like a green lamp was in there. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, my mom wakes up in the next door room because she starts seeing a rectangle on her wall glowing green.
Oh man!
And
so weird.
Yeah, so she couldn't figure it out. She's looking out the window trying to figure out what it was and couldn't find any reason. She says she just went back to bed.
You know, I would.
Good for her. Good for your mom.
So the next day they exchanged stories. Turns out that the same wall that my mom saw the rectangle was the exact same spot on the wall that my brother's closet was.
Oh man!
Did they feel uneasy?
They did not feel uneasy. They felt.
I think like I would have called out to R. Kelly.
Why R. Kelly?
It was probably him.
Closet.
If it was R. Kelly, it would have been a yellow orb.
And you would have had children.
Okay. Moving on.
All right, we're moving on to the second one.
You know what though?
We said we were moving on.
No, I know. No.
Moving on from R.
I just
Kelly.
wanted to say, if I woke up to a, green whatever orb in the room, how do you go back to sleep after that?
How do you go back to sleep? I would freak out too.
I don't know. They said they didn't feel threatened, and it was just staying there for a while, so they just went to
They
sleep.
probably thought it came from.
You guys must have had like a bunch of experiences tonight because I would have felt like threatened immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is that?
I would have gotten up, found you guys, been like, hey.
But
get it on film first in case it goes away.
Yeah.
But then I have a bit of a story, and now I was pretty young when this happened, so who knows what really happened. But one year, we were up in Maine. My entire extended family was staying in this big house near, I think it was Old Orchard. And there's room for like all 20 or how many of us were there. But I was sleeping, I was about probably 7, 8, 9, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. I was sleeping in my parents' room on the floor. And I woke up in the middle of the night because I heard heavy boots outside the door. And I was looking, trying to peek under the door to see who it was. And I didn't see anything, but I started hearing two people talking. And they're speaking in French, so I had no idea what they were saying.
Oh, French Canadians,
yes. I love French
so
Canadians.
I was listening to it for a while, and I don't remember being scared or anything. I think I just thought it was somebody. But yeah, I kind of forgot about that. And recently, when I brought that up to my mom, she told me that she believes that house that we were renting that year was actually owned by a French Canadian family.
Wow.
Well, that comes full circle.
It does.
So
the French Canadians.
Either they were just hiding from us and staying there at the same time, or it was something out of this world.
Staying there at the same time, living under the floorboards,
or behind the walls.
Yeah, it's either that or
you
ghosts.
Watch the boy.
You decide.
Oof.
Yeah, you decide.
Or is it all just an elaborate hoax?
So, before I continue, Brooke, did you have something you wanted to share with the class?
Okay.
Oh, you have something?
Yeah, I did, a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to try to make them quick. So I've been really invested in Missing 411 recently.
Oh.
And
what's that?
Missing 411 is the anthology of all these stories of people who go missing. It's
more
like,
kids.
Kids, people that are, the second thing is like hunters, like people that should normally never go missing in the woods go missing, and it's kind of
like a national forest.
National forest, yeah. So it's like abnormal circumstances and stuff like that. So there's these two, I don't know if they're well known, but just two, when I typed it up, people that went missing in Maine. And I never realized Maine was part of the Appalachian Trail.
Is it really?
Yeah, I never realized like how far up the Appalachian Trail goes.
I couldn't tell you.
I didn't know.
Our mountains, trails, I only know Yellowstone, that's about it.
So
and Grand Canyon.
Oh, of course. Yeah, the Grand Canyon.
All the
Old
beautiful
GC.
ones.
And the Colorado Springs. Are we on? I don't know. Continue.
Oh, thank you. So, in May 1983, there was this woman named Jessie Hoover, which coincidentally, she was from White Settlement, Texas. I don't know where that is. Do you know where White Settlement, Texas is?
Nope.
No.
Never heard of it. Out in the boonies. All right. So, her husband died, and it gave her enough inspiration to be like, you know what? I'm going to go hike the Appalachian Trail because I always said that I was going to go do it, and now I have an excuse to go do it.
Okay.
Of course.
So she was not an experienced hiker at all. Flew to Maine, checked in with her sister at a Bangor a motel.
Bangor.
Bangor. I'm gonna keep Bangor motel. And at the time, her sister said that Jessie, who is 54 years old, only had $15 to $20 in her pocket when she started this hike.
Oh, wow.
Well,
And
wait,
that-
how long ago was this? I'm sorry.
1983. So
Oh,
it's still
okay,
not
yeah,
a lot
never
of
mind.
money. But she was gonna end up needing her a couple of miles down when she got to another town or something like that. She was gonna wire her some more cash. So she went on to try to accomplish this Appalachian Trail walk, where she ran into a couple of rangers, and the rangers turned her away. She's trying to climb the summit called Mount Caladid. Do you know what it is?
Just so you know, $10 in 1983 is equal to $26 today.
It's still not that much.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, so the rangers basically said, nah, you can't do this, you're inexperienced, kind of turn around. So she's like, yeah, but she pulls a loop-de-loop and she gets around these rangers and starts going into it, right? So when she went into the wilderness, she was wearing blue jeans, a blue t-shirt, a blue windbreaker, heavy shoes, and she had a knapsack carrying only beef jerky. And this hike is 2,180 miles.
Oh, she's got it.
Yeah.
Just got
I
it with
mean-
beef jerky only and 26
Yeah.
worth dollars.
Obviously, and this Appalachian Trail goes all the way from Maine to Georgia. So
That's what we took to
That's
get
what
here.
we did take.
Yeah,
That
we
makes
took the
sense.
Y'all
Appalachian
hiked?
Trail.
Brooke
Hey,
and
we
I,
did it.
We took our
perfect
canoe.
segue.
Y'all took a canoe?
So
I don't know, we-
this woman who's inexperienced also has epilepsy.
Oh.
And she has medicine which she took regularly.
Oh.
So Honey made this choice to go on this hike, and I get it.
Honey.
If this is your choice and this is going to help save you from depression because you just lost someone and you need this, I get it. But you gotta take the time going into it and like really think it through.
Yeah.
So, during that time where she may have started hiking, they said that the temperatures would have been in the 40s to low 30s. The high would have been around 72 degrees, warm enough to walk without, breaking a sweat. But late at night, you're gonna be pretty chilly. So there was a couple days where there may have been rainfall and stuff like that. But,
Yeah.
it's all good. She got it. She got her medicine. She got her beef jerky. She's like, I got
I
this.
just got some cash.
It's all right.
She got $26 or so.
Well, she was never heard from again.
Oh, no.
And we
Honey.
never
There-
saw Honey again.
There was a retired warden called Seawall who thinks that she basically died in there somewhere, and he has no idea where she is. Now, this is kind of strange because it kind of follows the events of Missing 411, where it talks about there's certain circumstances where people go missing and it's just really strange. And one of those circumstances is if you go missing and they can't find your clothes, they can't find your body, they can't find you at all. That's the exact circumstance with this Jessie Hoover. They can't
So, like,
find
couldn't
her
find her
body
clothes,
at all. They
anything?
can't find her clothes. They can't find any sort of, dogs couldn't catch the scent.
Really?
They have no idea where this woman is. But you gotta remember, even if she started in Maine, who knows how far she got,
Yeah.
But they
So she was starting in Maine and going to Georgia?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
where
all
yeah,
the way down. And he said numerous times that, there would have been any trace of her that they would have found because they went over the woods with a fine-tooth comb. If she was there, we would have found her. We don't ignore people in the woods. So they searched for her multiple times and could not find her at all.
So
That's
maybe
so
she
weird.
didn't. Maybe she disappeared, like she wanted to disappear, and she just left the woods.
But here's the thing. She had like 4 or 5 kids
Mm.
that she just left.
Well, maybe that's what she left.
That's probably
Well, I mean...
Hubby left. She didn't have anything for the
She
kids.
goes, I'm gonna walk this Appalachian Trail, and she travels up there, and then she's like, all right, I'm going to Bangor.
Yeah.
She
But
might be known as something else than Jessie Hoover.
Yeah.
Well, she certainly could have started a new life. I mean, how many times has that happened in history?
But
where
who
just-
leaves?
Or
their
she got
5
taken by the
kids?
Spectre Moose.
But there's also things with the missing
Yes.
411. It's like you have kids in the first movie. It was kids who were talked about that were taken and they're found miles upon miles away from where they were originally taken. No clothing disrupted, nothing like that. They can't find the body, or they find the body later and the clothes are like turned inside out. Doesn't make sense. And I don't know, just really odd and strange
Yeah.
circumstances. And especially for a retired warden to say that we search, we're searching, we haven't found anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange, but also, again, it's 2,000 miles.
Yeah.
She
so
could be anywhere.
Nature
She
is
could be
so
anywhere.
big.
Yeah.
Can we
So,
pause?
There's... Yeah.
No, you can go.
Oh, you sure?
Well, yeah. After yours, thanks.
Oh, do you want to go check now?
Well, no, finish.
Okay, so there's one more story about this other woman. Her name was Geraldine Largay. She was also a missing hiker. However, this woman was very, very, very experienced, and they called her the Inchworm because she took her time.
Inchworm.
She took
I would
her
hate
time.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I would-
Inchworm.
That's
That
my
would-
nickname.
Hey,
So-
baby, they call me the Inchworm.
Ew.
I believe in 2015, I'll tell you the backstory after, but in 2015, her remains were found inside a sleeping bag in a campsite she had kept neat until the very end. Around her, she had ample amounts of gear. She had like a blue and white bandana, a rosary, birthday candles, laters, dental floss, sewing kit, 2 water bottles, and one of them actually still had water. She had a notebook that she would write in every single day. And in the notebook, when they found her body, they found a passage that said, "When you find my body, please call my husband George and my daughter Carrie. It will be of greatest kindness for them to know that I am dead and where you found me, no matter how many years from now." She also then asked the person who ever finds her to mail back her belongings to her family.
So she prepped.
she knew she was gonna die. But here's the crazy
Here's the
thing, right?
kicker. Here's the craze.
The kicker was that it's very baffling to me and it's very infuriating, but you have to remember this is 2,000 acres. Even if
2,000 acres or miles?
miles, sorry.
Okay.
2,000 miles, right? But if you go off in one part, it is so dense, even if you think that you're searching with a fine-tooth comb, you really, really aren't. So it's frustrating to me because she only went off the trail 3 to 4 miles. You just said earlier you've walked 3 miles. Like it's to you it might have been an hour, but to an experienced person on a trail it
No
would
big
have
deal.
been nothing, right? I believe she was lost for 27 days. And they couldn't find her within those 27 days. And
Wow.
they searched for like a long while. And they just couldn't find her. And she was only 3 to 4 miles off the trail and they couldn't find her. Like that's really, really
Yeah.
frustrating to me. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy, but what's even more sad is like when they went and looked for her, the way they went about it was acting as if she was like the super experienced person who would have gone down the trail that would have looked for signs of water and life and stuff like that. When in actuality, she panicked in any way of this person in this day and age in 2005 would.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 2015 would. Boo, if you get lost in the woods, what are you doing?
I'm panicking.
You're gonna panic. But you would walk
flare.
I'm
you'd
panicking.
walk into the woods with a pair of shoes, a jacket, and your cell phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would you try to do? You try to get cell phone service,
Yeah.
right? So this woman panicked and tried to get to the highest point that she could to get cell phone service. So what's even crazier, and I guess in a way a kind of good thing, her husband was actually driving along the trail and would go 2 to 3 miles out and park his car and meet up with her to give her caches of like restock her food, toilet paper, stuff like that.
What a good hubby.
Yeah.
He waited for her until like the next day. She never showed up. She went to the highest point trying to get cell phone service and she texted him and texted him and texted him every single time. The text never went through. And they have the whole like record of her text and it's like, "I'm in some trouble, got off the trail, going to the bathroom, now lost. Can you call AMC to see if a trail mountaineer can help me somewhere north of the woods XOX?"
How far off for the trail do you need to go to the bathroom though?
You really
3
don't,
miles.
but it might have that's how far she was away from the trail when she was found.
Oh.
But she could have been easily 50 feet, 100 foot, and lost her path if
Yeah.
it's so dense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that makes sense.
I mean, she's tried to send this message like 10 times, didn't go through. She wrote a text the next day, lost since yesterday, off the trail 3 to 4 miles, call police for what to do, please, XOX. And again, this woman lived up to 27 days after she got lost and they couldn't find her.
That's terrifying.
It is
Makes me
terrifying.
not
It's
want to go
scary.
hiking. But that just shows you, though, like,
Yeah.
I don't know,
And the fact,
nature
like,
itself.
Yeah,
She-
don't underestimate nature.
she went missing, right? And the day that she got lost, July 22nd, okay, 27 days after that she was found, but they started scaling back, trying to find her on August 4th. They only gave her like 5 days of like a full task force to try to find her. And she's still alive.
Jeez.
It's crazy.
That's interesting,
It's crazy.
though, Brooke.
Yeah.
Those are freaky, though, too.
Now, her remains, like, was it in a sleeping bag? Like,
She had a
She
tent
was-
in a sleeping bag.
She was
set up
was
with
she
you-
inside?
She was inside the sleeping bag. So like you should have been able to see it, you know? Like you wouldn't go in with
Yeah.
a green sleeping bag in the middle of a green forest. I'm sure it was a certain color, but like it's just it's so infuriating, but it's like if you can stress anything, if you're going to go hiking, if you're going to go off-roading, if you're going to go to a place out in the woods and you want to be remote, please take precaution because you never know what circumstances could be waiting around the corner. Don't rely on your cell phone.
And will you tell your one friend
The more
that?
you know.
The more you know.
Oh, my one friend.
That one
And
friend,
it's
you
and
know,
this
that's
woman
what
this woman had
Yeah,
enough.
we're-
This woman had enough to last her 27 days, and even that wasn't enough. She did everything she could.
That's crazy.
Can you take a break?
Yeah.
Quick intermission, hold on.
We'll reconvene and keep it.
I need to go back.
We're still on break.
Yeah.
Everyone's not quite back, but Alex, you have something to say?
Yeah, quick little note actually on Brookes' story there. Apparently, when the girl got lost, that was in 2013, the one that took about like 27 days, or what was it? Yeah, 27 days is when
Yeah,
she was
she
lost.
died after 27 days.
That's right. Well, apparently, little tidbit, they didn't find her until 2015. So 2 years later. That's freaking
2 years to
ridiculous.
find her body.
Yeah, that's insane.
3 miles away from the trip.
I know, not that far away. But what I did want to say is I wanted to give a special shout out to someone that we know, someone that's dear to us, someone who, for those of you who listen and see our artwork on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, they did a fantastic job with our artwork for the podcast, and she listens to every episode. She really loves what we're doing. Probably one of our biggest cheerleaders. We love her. We all know her. She's the best. So you know who I'm talking about.
Using that communications degree, nice. Okay, we're back. Stop. Stop. We're continuing. We're going.
I was talking some blueberry custard.
Just want some. You say asking for ice cream?
Yeah.
That would be delightful.
Yeah.
I love some ice cream.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, now he changed.
Oh, now you change your tune in front of the audience.
I was yelling at you in front of the audience. Don't start
I'm
with
using
me.
this in
Or you're
court.
gonna end up like this next story.
Good transition.
And then, Dateline.
Unsolved mysteries.
She was
So-
never seen again.
So we're gonna talk about Sarah Ware and Silver Lake.
Ooh.
Silverware?
Silver Lake.
And Sarah Ware?
Sarah Ware.
Sarah Ware.
So
Sarah Ware.
where's Sarah?
Where is
We're
Sarah?
gonna find out.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
So
She's in San
September of 1898,
Mm.
52-year-old Sarah Ware was walking home from a friend's house when she disappeared. 2 weeks later, her body was found decomposing in a field less than a mile from her home, partially eaten by animals. Her head was bashed in with a single, what looked like, I guess, like a hammer.
Ooh.
Like
Head of a
ice
hammer?
pick?
No, it was just like a quarter-sized hole,
Huh. Okay.
where it looks like someone just hit her in the back of the head with a hammer.
Oh, Jesus. And she
But
left
also-
her there?
But also, her head was detached from her body and was put on top of like a raincoat that was used as a makeshift pillow.
What kind of enemies did Sarah have?
Yes, Sarah Ware.
she was divorced. So
Oh, you know what? I
gosh.
watched an ID episode where the husband came after ex-wife.
it's like every
That's,
episode.
yeah, I was gonna say that's like 9 out of 10.
Uh,
Or the other way around. Wife came after the husband.
Wow.
Investigators eventually found a bloody tarp and a hammer that seemed to be connected to the murder. The implements belonged to a store owner named William T. Traworgy. That, plus the testimony of a man named Joe Fogg, who claimed to have been paid by Traworgy to move Ware's body, was enough to send him to trial, where he was acquitted.
Wow.
Of course.
When the witnesses recanted his testimony, and some say the murder weapon was lost, nothing further came of the case. They buried the body, but kept the head as evidence for over 100 years as the case remained open. In the early 1900s, so put that aside for a second.
Right.
But in the early 1900s, Silver Lake was planned to be expanded. The only problem was that a graveyard was in the way. The graves were moved to Oak Hill, but rumor has it that to cut work and time, only the headstones were moved and the bodies remained buried.
Wow, that's pretty shitty.
So they filled in the lake. There's rumors that there's still all those bodies buried at the bottom of the lake.
Hold on now. Isn't that
sounds
same
like
thing?
White Rock.
I was just gonna say.
White Rock.
Yeah, well,
cemeteries.
those bodies were actually moved.
But they really?
Yeah.
Oh, but the energy, spirits, still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Gotcha.
Okay, so Sarah's skull was finally buried. Okay, I'm going to start over. So yeah, in the early 1900s, Silver Lake was to be expanded. There's a graveyard. They moved the headstones, but there's even though they claimed that they moved all the bodies and reburied everyone,
Just like
there's rumors that they cut
White
work
Rock.
and time.
For shiz.
Yeah.
Shiz.
So, Sarah's skull was finally buried near her headstone at Oak Hill in 1998.
Wow.
8.
Yeah, so exactly 100 years after her murder.
Oh, she gonna be pissed.
Supposedly reunited with her body, unless her body's still at the bottom of the lake.
Ooh.
It is not known for sure, but in the early morning fog around Silver Lake, joggers and fishermen,
Yeah.
have reported seeing a headless woman walking along the shore, perhaps looking for something.
Aww.
That's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, especially if she isn't reunited with her own body, that you're never in peace.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Poor girl.
So next,
That is eerie.
yeah. So next up, we got Hannah under the floorboards.
Oh.
Hannah?
That sounds very Shakespearean.
No, girl, that sounds
You
like
mean
she
Poe?
freaky.
Oh, I mean, Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe wrote.
Edgar Allan Poe, quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Little fun tidbit I found out.
No, she sounded like a freaky girl. Like, I want that Hannah. Oh, you want Hannah from the attic? No, I want Hannah from downstairs below the
Oh
floor.
no.
Girl,
Hannah from
no,
under.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
literature.
Hannah from down under.
Educational.
Okay, so
Hannah was not. She was under the floor.
Why was she under the floor?
Exactly. Why, Josh?
so in 1787, Gideon Straw built a house in Newfield, which is now known as the Old Straw House.
With Gideon?
Gideon.
Visions of Gideon?
Gideon Straw.
Visions of Gideon.
Visions of Gideon. Josh.
This is a cult? You guys with Jared Leto in the desert?
No.
You know,
Yes.
that's
River
another
with
thing we'll have to
Timothy.
talk about later because I didn't realize.
Okay, yeah, and looking at pictures of Jared Leto, he do be looking like Rasputin.
Yeah.
Putin.
You know what? The next one who's gonna have his own cult is gonna be Army Hammer. He's gonna say, I'm gonna put Tabasco sauce on your arm, I'm gonna lick it off, and then I'm gonna eat you.
Okay, stop.
Timothy's
Enough
okay.
with the Army Hammer. We're moving on. We're moving on.
Tim's okay.
So, in 1826, Gideon lived alone in the house with his 30-year-old daughter, Hannah.
Ooh.
According to the story, this year Newfield had experienced a brutal winter lasting into March. Hannah had been very sick, and one cold, dark night she passed at 11:10 p.m. Because there was so much snow on the ground, and it was far too frozen to dig any sort of grave, Gideon did the only thing he could think of in the situation. He pulled up the kitchen floorboards and dug her grave right under the kitchen floor.
You know what?
Wow.
He tried to be a good dad.
I was gonna say he was trying to give her an honorable.
In the best way he could in that moment.
Yeah.
True.
After he buried her, he put a marker on top of her grave and put the floorboards back the way they were.
God, I can't even imagine.
Very parrot-like.
It is said that the poor woman still roams the house every night at 11:10 looking for something no one can give to her.
Love.
Eventually, in the 1950s, a group of 3 hunters bought the house and used it as a hunting lodge, where they spent many nights drinking and teasing the girl that slept beneath their feet.
That's messed up.
You know
Yeah.
what? She's like, these men. You know what? I'm glad I didn't marry.
At some
Papa
point,
was right.
one of the men bought out the other 2 men and lived in the house alone. This is when he began to see Hannah.
Ooh.
It started with a nightly check-in, with the ghost just opening his door, and then she began to come into his room, and over time, she began to approach his bed and even stroke his hair.
No.
I wonder if she would do this with her father, and then she's just like replaying this energy with her dad.
True.
He spent years terrified, hiding under the covers as she would stand next to his bed waiting.
Oh my god.
Eventually, he couldn't take it and sold the house. The house was bought by a new family in 1978, and since then there have not been any further reports of activity.
Go figure.
Wait, when someone no, you would have to disclose that too to like new buyers, like someone
No.
died. No?
Depends on the state.
Yeah,
Well, so
Yeah.
in Maine, you don't have to tell someone died.
I'm not sure about the laws.
Yeah,
Because
if
someone-
someone dies, and then you can disclose how they died. It could be suicide, it could be murder.
So really depends on the state, whether you
Real estate laws.
tell them, hey, someone died in this
Yep.
house or not.
Yep.
So, wow.
Some people may say hey, it's haunted if they know that that's a big area and people kind of like that stuff. But yeah,
Huh.
you know,
Because,
Yeah.
I mean,
the laws of real estate.
that's crazy that not being told, if someone died in this house.
But also do your own homework.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can find it. You know what I mean?
true.
Well, it's like we said in one of the past episodes where, over in New Orleans, there's just so much actual activity that happens there that you have to
I
actually.
wonder if they disclose stuff.
They do.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, it's a legal thing where they have to
Oh, if it's
disclose
haunted,
it.
right?
Yeah, so you'll actually see you know
Yeah,
how
it's
normal
haunted.
for sale signs
Yeah.
outside. Well, in New Orleans, it'll either be not haunted or haunted.
Really?
That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
I
on
did
top
not.
of it.
That's weird.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Should buy a haunted mansion together.
In New Orleans or where?
Just anywhere.
Connecticut.
We'll
Just-
rent it out to Disney loving people.
Why can't we just do a Sims family with this instead?
I already tried.
foolish mortals.
Did you delete the ladder?
No.
And
What?
walls.
And
Oh no, I added walls.
did you delete the doorways too?
Yeah.
No.
No. Sims. So yeah.
Delete the doors.
Delete.
Take the ladder off the pool.
And you build a wall around the pool. At least that's the
Just
first
fill-
time I did it.
Put a little shack with an oven and nothing but rugs and curtains. Just leave the oven
Oh,
on
you know
until
what? That's a
something
good idea.
happens.
That's a good idea.
I made a
I'll try that next
I
time.
made a
Yeah.
haunted back when I played Sims 2 when I was little. I made a haunted house and I just kill people until there's just a bunch of ghosts in
I
it.
remember I killed Alex in The Sims.
I was a guinea pig.
And I
Did you
remember-
try to talk to the Grim Reaper to get her back?
No, because I wanted to see how it happened.
Yeah.
And I moved this because I was making a haunted house because I wanted this creepy guy I made to live in the haunted house.
Mhm.
Like, oh, this is gonna be like the creepy serial killer guy who lives in the haunted house. And I moved him into the haunted house, and he died of fright because there's so many ghosts.
Aww, he was pure-hearted.
Oh man.
Bless his heart.
Yeah.
So, we're moving into our last couple stories. They're all lighthouses.
Oh.
Don't skip them.
Wait, you really have to save the lighthouses for last while we're in one?
Well, we're in
Yeah.
a lighthouse.
Before we blow out this candle and go to
I
bed.
still can't see shit.
Yeah, I don't
so-
know where you guys are at.
That's weird that we have this candle, but the light just kind of. It's like the darkness just eats it.
Yeah.
The light doesn't really spread in this room.
Isn't
You
that
know
something?
what? I'm gonna jump from the window and I'm gonna hear someone whisper in my ear and be like, "Hold on tight, spider monkey." Oh, okay.
That's Twilight, Josh.
I don't. Oh, okay.
You know, when Edward...
Why did we start this episode with Twilight and we're ending with Twilight? I'm moving on. This is the lighthouse. We're talking about Portland Head Lighthouse.
I'm just alright. Let me just this weather, this fog, just reminds me of the hi.
Is that supposed to be the intro song to Toilet?
Oh
no, it's a song that plays when they're walking into the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Something tells me, ladies.
It's just that foggy.
Josh and I are not going to see you guys in California.
Just wait until we get to Forks, Washington.
You're right.
I don't think Josh is going to want to go to Forks, Washington.
I have so off the record, I have a good story for Alaska.
Oh, cool. Just remember it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back.
I do too. But not a spooky story.
Oh, you nasty. Let's get back to it.
You ready?
Hope it's not the one.
You ready?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, Portland Head Lighthouse. It's the only lighthouse of this list I've been to. And when I went there, I didn't know it was haunted, or else
Fabulous.
I would have looked out for stuff. But figures have been seen going up and down the lighthouse, and once, when one of the keepers died, their body was not discovered for an entire week. But during that entire week, no one checked on him because the light was still lit every night.
That's sad.
That's a lot of twisting and turning to do that light too and so on.
Yeah.
Huh.
And there's also been reports of disembodied screaming, so
Wow.
nice place.
You know what? That sounds like a Scooby-Doo episode.
Did you hear that? I heard something.
Don't start.
What you hear?
It sounds like the wind on this time.
So Seguin Island is the next lighthouse,
Seguin
which
Like Tyler
Seguin
Sagan.
or Seguin?
Seguin.
lighthouse right here. Look up a picture if you want to see Seguin Lighthouse or Portland Head Lighthouse.
Bill has a really good story about Sagan.
No, you don't.
I don't
In the
No,
early 1800s, a keeper and his wife lived in this lighthouse. In an effort to bring entertainment to their boring and secluded job, a piano was brought in.
Aww.
The wife began to learn to play and would spend hours a day playing the same song over and over again.
Chopsticks. Dun, 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 dun.
Exactly. Repetition led
For the
to an
more
argument, and the
unrefined.
keeper lost his temper, ended up killing his wife with an axe and smashing the piano to pieces.
Then don't ask her to come
Beautiful.
along then, man.
After his rage subsided, he took his own life in remorse. The piano is long gone, and yet it can still be heard to play.
That's pretty cool.
Just ghostly chopsticks playing.
I hope it's the
That's just-
wife getting on it.
That's
you
a
know.
lot of. That's just a lot of anger.
Yeah.
Poor wife. She just wanted to make him happy.
In 1985, a Coast Guard official was staying in the house because they were getting ready to move all the furniture out. That night, an apparition appeared dressed in oilskins and begged him not to take his furniture, to leave his house alone. The following day, the furniture was loaded up, but unfortunately, there was an accident and the transport ship sank, and all the furniture sunk to the bottom of the sea.
Wow.
Well, he kind of wanted to hold on to that then.
And this is our final lighthouse, the Boone Island, which
Boone?
is the
That looks
most
weird.
the most desolate
Isolated?
of these lighthouses.
That
It looks like Lighthouse in Alcatraz or something.
So this lighthouse gets its name because in 1682 a merchant ship ran aground here. The men survived off of fish and bird eggs for a month before they were rescued.
That's gross.
They called the rescue a boon from God, hence why they call it Boone Island.
Yeah.
In 1710, the ship Nottingham Galley ran aground on the island. While they were only 6 miles away from shore, they had no way to make it back. It was a harsh winter, and the men resorted to cannibalism to survive before
Gosh.
the rest of the men, the ones who were not food, eventually were rescued. And most notably is the story of Kathleen Bright. She had married the keeper of this lighthouse, and the first time out to Boone Island, a bad storm appeared. Her husband was severely injured while taking to his duties. With no help in sight, he passed some time later, and it was up to Mrs. Bright to take on the duties of the lightkeeper. At some point, the light began to dim, and a boat was sent out to check on the couple. When help arrived, they found her holding her decomposing husband, speaking and acting out of her mind.
Oh, man.
The house is uninhabited today, but visitors have said to hear lonely, uncontrollable crying on the island.
That's so sad.
So just a dark history of Boone Island.
Yeah.
That one's heartbreaking.
So if we were trapped, right? and
Don't say that now
We-
while we're up here.
if we were trapped and we had to start voting each one of us off to be eaten first, the only person I wouldn't let go first is Boo. Well, Boo's skinny. She may not make it on her own, but that's not a lot of meat in her bones yet. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying she doesn't get to get eaten first?
Yeah, because what are you gonna get? You're gonna kill her and then be like, I got like a toothpick.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But Skinny Queen might pass on her own because she's so damn skinny. So,
You say that, you might underestimate me.
I mean, if I get a free meal, I get a free meal. I don't feel guilty.
She probably will.
But-
She'll walk out of here and it's like sunken and everything, but she'll be like,
But like, I lost.
Do I look
Everything.
like Aubrey Hepburn? You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what's up there.
and she'll say the
Rats?
same story for
Me and my brother Jimmy played with the rats.
60 years.
Because we didn't have time!
You still know.
Still do. No practice later.
Well, that's super interesting though.
Very
It's sad
cool.
for Kathleen. I feel for her, but
These were all
It's
good
okay,
stories.
she's dead.
Well, alright, guys. That was a great
Wow.
episode.
I guess that's a nice transition into something done.
Yeah. Alright.
Like this episode. This
Join
episode's
us
dying.
in 2 weeks as we will
Get back on track.
be
To
back in
California.
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 Do we know where in California?
Trade the
I
east
just-
Coast for West Coast.
All
Yeah.
over
all
I use
California.
some sunny weather.
The cold Atlantic to the warm Pacific.
Let's go by Big Sur.
Yeah.
I have a story about. Actually, I've already started writing the stories, and maybe I'll talk about Big Sur.
Oh, he's the biggest.
Oh.
Sir.
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 Why is
Sir.
this? Why is it always?
I don't know. I want to go
Sexual.
wakeboarding.
Alright, guys.
Okay.
Just, I'll meet you over there.
Are we not- are we
enjoy this
going
lighthouse.
together?
Josh and I are going by ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, I think y'all need some time
That's
alone.
fine. Me and Boo are gonna go get blueberry custard ice cream.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
go get some ice cream right now.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck with that weather out there.
That's fine. Edward.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
all right,
stopping.
all right,
I don't-
all right.
Stop.
Hold on,
Quiet.
wait.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at taleslesstraveled. Follow us on Twitter at tltraveled. Find us on Facebook at taleslesstraveled. And send us an email at taleslesstraveled
Yes.
at gmail.com.
Let us
Maybe.
know which one you think would be the first one to. You know, if we were in a lighthouse,
Oh.
we need to eat somebody.
And maybe this might be the first episode uploaded to YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, maybe.
Josh,
Can we get a video camera and film us on Twitch? If we don't stray as much and we're good, we bleep out the bleeps.
What are you talking
Depends.
about?
Maybe
Stream
green
what on
screen.
This.
I'm trying
this
to-
whole
No,
process.
because we're traveling, so it's a lot.
You can do that. You know, they
Yeah.
have a category. For
But no,
podcasts.
I agree about YouTube because all you have to do is just upload the art and then the audio, right?
That'd be pretty cool.
Pretty dope. Pretty dope.
We
Pretty dope.
might have a YouTube channel.
Get your sticks together, Brooke. You're gonna need that Wi-Fi.
Thank you guys.
All right,
Thank
get
you all.
out of my lighthouse.
Be safe.